Kane Roberts, The New Normal, 10 tracks, 41 minutes, the 6th solo album from the iconic former Alice Cooper guitarist, released January 2019 via THRS Radio, produced by Alex Track. 3 promo tracks have been released in The Beginning of the End, Forever Out of Place, and King of the World. This is his first album in 7 years, and has a host of guest appearances, including Alice Cooper, Kip Winger, Alyssa White-Gluz, Paul Taylor, Ken Mary, Nita Strauss, Ayomi Hideki from that Japanese band that I hate.
Heavy metal?
Yeah, that one. Brent Smith and Lizzie Hale, both from Shinedown and Hailstorm. Go for it.
Yeah, it has its moments where it locks down into some real modern heavy rock. You go, okay, yeah, almost pushing a industrial sort of element to it. Some of the, it flows okay at times. Some of the structures are interesting because of that dynamic, because I wasn't expecting him to add that dynamic into it. But for me, the vocals really lack. I just didn't think he has the vocal. I know he wants to do it. You can think of what he wants to be. He doesn't have the vocal. Either he hasn't practiced enough, or he just can't do what he's conveying, thinking. So I just find he tries too hard and over-sings in some areas, and it
I get what you mean, yeah.
It takes it away from me, personally, and it does diminish the songs a little bit for me. Look, it was okay. I just found it a bit... It wasn't cohesive. I didn't actually really know whether he wanted to be a new rock band or he wanted to be more traditional, old school. It was kind of a bit neither here or there. Yep. But what the vocals lack, the guitar solos make up for. Holy fuck, does he play all over these fucking... When he shines, like whoever's playing with the team or, guest people... Yeah. Fuck, there's some good solos on this album, If you do like your shredding and that kind of guitarist guitar sort of Van Halen-esque sort of thing, you will get something out of these songs, especially when the solos do come on. Overall, it was okay. It wasn't great. I thought if he ever was to tour out here,
Caesar.
29 Bones would be a great fit.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, yeah.
And I thought, I could hear 29 Bones, and I thought that'd be a great gig if that ever happened.
29 Bones is better, though.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah. It's more cohesive. Wonderful, the beginning of the end. Leave this world behind, leave me in the dark. I don't know, he had a lot of leaving stuff, like he's had a lot of problems with, maybe it was ever since he didn't work with Alice Cooper, he felt left alone, he left him, he came back, but it's still not the same, but 6.5 out of 10.
Alice came back, but he brought Nita Strauss with him.
Well, I'd be happy with that too.
So I'm not going to lie, I saw featuring Nita Strauss on track 1 and nearly cried.
In the context, yeah.
Jesus.
I didn't intend that. This is one that Dave wanted this one reviewed. He was keen as fuck for this one. As soon as Dave heard this was coming in, he's like, "Oh, we got to hear that one."
Yeah. I thought this was a little bit high schoolish, to be honest. There were great riffs and great moments all across this album. Everything was fantastic. The problem with it is that nothing was put in an order where it made sense or had any effect. So it's like if you go for that money riff constantly, then it loses all effect and it loses all meaning. It's like if you listen to One by Metallica and they do that machine gun thing through the whole album, it's not the same thing, and that's basically what just happened here. And as a result, you've kind of got an album that's a little bit disjointed and a little bit flat, and it's awkward to listen to. Hence why I think it's a bit high schoolish, because it's as if he hasn't quite learned, we've got to build towards something and we've got to give people a reason to listen to this. Otherwise,
there was no payoff.
No, there was no payoff. Yeah, it was high spots for 20 minutes. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really have a standout track for this. For the reasons I just went over. Give it a 4 out of 10, just because, again, there were good moments all over this. The guitar solos were really good. The riffs were really good. The production was, pretty good as well. But, the songs just weren't there for me.
Okay. I'm a big fan of the 2 albums he made with Alice Cooper in the 80s, Constrictor and Rage the Fist and Yell. They are amazing albums, and I know he's a great guitarist. So when I heard this was coming out, I thought, Yeah, he's not dead. I honestly had no idea what the hell happened to this guy.
Yeah, he disappeared.
I know where he's been. He's been in the whole gym the whole fucking time. That's what
Probably.
he's
He
been
looked like fucking...
Rambo.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Rainbow.
And this was...
Commander Cabo.
Yeah, and when I saw the album cover, I thought, fuck, he's changed. Okay. Yeah, it's a bad joke. This album is not what I was expecting at all. The last time I heard music from him was like 30 years ago, so he's changed quite a bit.
Well, the funny thing is when I first listened to it, and Spotify I can tick over and play something from the past.
Yeah.
Like I heard something old from him, like, oh, hang on, I like that a lot more.
Yeah. It's very restrained in a lot of parts. I mean, the solos, like Mick was saying, he let shred, but the other thing, it's just very laid back. What really threw me listening to this from start to finish is the third track, the one of Alice Cooper, because that's such a heavy industrial...
It's an industrialised song, yeah.
So I spend the rest of the album waiting for it to kick back into that gear. I'm waiting for it to be...
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah,
It
you take
doesn't-
that song out, it's a more cohesive listen. That should have been a bonus track at the end or something.
Maybe.
Because it really threw me for the rest of the album.
Okay.
It's a good song, I like that song, but the rest of the album is just like, okay, cool, yeah...
Like, I think
Next
Tim
one.
hit it on the head. It has moments where it's
there's
almost like the
moments of
Linkin
greatness.
Park
That might
thing.
have made a good
It locks in
difference.
for
Yeah.
35, 40 seconds and then it just goes somewhere.
Yeah.
That might have been your
You
payoff.
didn't want it
towards
to
the
go
end if you
there.
put that one-
That should have been like
Yeah.
you got Alice Cooper at the end.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I wanted to like it a lot more than I did. It just
I was wondering how you go with this one.
it was good, but 7.5 out of 10. But I'm going to give it 7 because some of them baby medals in it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm dropping half a point. Beginning it again, King of the World and Lion's Share.
Okay. I did wonder how you go with this, so I didn't think this would be what you were expecting out of it. The performances are good. There's a whole lot of the caliber of musicians attached to this. You should expect good performances, so you get that. Everything and everyone has taken the approach of this is a project and they're playing in the manner they're directed to play, and that comes across, and that's a good thing. Like it all fits in that regard. Kane's a good vocalist, but there's no doubting his guitar chops. Like you get that in spades on this record. Composition-wise, this was interesting. I feel like he's going for a few too many things at the same time, and as such, a lot of this feels disconnected.
Yep.
It feels less like complete works and more like it is thrown together just to make something work, and it didn't click. I don't mind dramatic timing changes, but when this just doesn't make sense.
No,
To
it
me.
doesn't.
The good chunks are really good. It's just odd how the whole thing is put together. When it clicks, it's good. When it's not clicking, it's ordinary.
It's almost like I've been gone for so long.
He didn't know
so much has happened.
Yeah.
I'm writing this, and then you'll talk to someone and go, "Well, you should be doing this now."
Yeah.
Oh, I better go and start doing this now.
Yeah.
And then
That's
it's very
you
choppy.
You got
you know?
30 years of new stuff that you've listened to and gone, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, and just kind of thrown it together.
Yeah.
And,
It doesn't go neither here or there.
Yeah.
It's
And he's
very-
not really, like you're talking about the journey thing, it doesn't allow you to get invested in this. Like maybe if they'd have put that track you're talking about toward the end of the album,
Yeah.
that might have really fixed a lot
might
of it
have
up.
helped it.
But that third track does really jump out, and it's too early in the piece. It's too early to have that payoff because it never comes back from that.
No, not at all.
Lyrically, I enjoyed it. There's some deep stories within the songs. I think lyrically he's on point for that. It's got some heart, it's got some meaning to it, which is a good touch. That aspect was really well done. I thought the production was pretty good overall. It's very modern, very sleek sounding, not too layered, but there are some great tones captured on this. Like the acoustic guitar, that was really well captured on this record. That gets offset nicely, with the modern touches, like the more industrialised moments. So there is a bit of push and pull with the sonic mixing on this record. It's not high production, it's just well layered and it's rounded off. It sounds punchy, but also beautiful as the songs require. So he got the production side, like Alex Track, I think it was produced with him. He got that part right. He captured everything that was there. It's diverse, it's relatively thoughtfully laid out, but I do get what you're talking about. Like the track order doesn't quite make sense. It's almost like if you'd have just spent another couple of weeks testing this album, it would have come back a lot better than as opposed to this almost kind of there thing for me. You get the industrial stuff, you get radio tracks, you get ballads, you get a bit of everything. I thought the track order was okay, but it needed to be refined more. And I did find myself settling into it more. Like the first listen didn't get me at all. The second listen, because I knew what I was kind of getting into it, I could appreciate the individual songs more. So it's one of those ones that's going to take you a few spins. If you want to really love this album, you're going to have to invest some time in it. It's not going to get you straight away. If If you like anything from sort of 3 Days Grace, recent Shinedown, modern metal, but also anything from the 80s and 90s, this kind of covers all those areas in some weird way, shape, and form.
It doesn't flow at all, people. All
Not
right?
really.
If you like individual songs, you know,
If
you listen to it as a whole album, you're gonna be like us.
It's an
confused.
album of playlist songs.
Yeah, that's actually very true.
Yeah.
I'd put down here, my next note is that it's one for the diehard fans only, I don't think it's one for the mass consumption market out there. It's solid, but it did confuse me. It could have been done better. It's almost as though an editor could have been used in this record. That was I took the approach of, if an editor had been applied to this, it would have come off alright. It needed to be edited.
Was this released by a label? Or was it an independent release? Because I reckon the label would have...
Frontiers.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, Frontiers.
They obviously didn't listen to it before they put it out, because if they had, they would have said, no, you need to find a direction. We cannot market this, you know?
It's got
Just
some
the
good
name.
songs, but it doesn't leap out. I gave it a 7 out of 10 overall for my... Yeah, a director or an editor was what was required for this project. Forever Out of Place, which is kind of what this album feels like. Who We Are, Wonderful, Above and Beyond were my standouts.
Even just a producer to say that's actually got to produce the
Produce it,
record,
not just mix it.
rather than just engineer it.
Yeah. He needed a sounding board.
He needed somebody to tell him no.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That was what it was. Anyway, that's our thoughts. Check it out for yourselves. Let us know what you think.
You can go back to being dead.
Why? So he can berate his wife?
Had moments where...
Hi, bye.
Oh, you going?
Yeah, I don't think I even actually said hello to you properly.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm rude like that.
Yeah, I noticed.
Where are you going?
I got a
Got
commitment.
my AC/DC albums, fuck everybody.
So beautiful.
Don't leave your AC/DC.
Tim actually did get a hello, but never gets a goodbye. See you, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Aiden. Yeah, look, I'm taking them. I'm gonna go home and have a wank fest. Oh, no, it's fine.